Yo.
Yo.
What's going
That was
on,
weird.
everybody?
It was playing off the computer, too. That was funny. Yo. What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to our Terp Talk Tuesday. Today's topic of the night is going to be, I'm Can Dave.
And I'm Groovy.
Yeah.
That's our thing, man. I'm not ever letting him stop. I will literally just restart this whole stream. I don't care.
Yeah, we've done it.
It's not that important. But that is.
I am Can Dave.
And I'm Groovy.
And this is Micannacast.
So
Terp
what's
Talk
up, everybody?
Tuesday, man.
Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, so not much, man. Not much. Couple crazy things going on. The reason why we brought up the topic tonight, I would say, is because everywhere we're looking where states are going legal or adult use is happening, medical, You're starting to see. Before I get into all this, man, always let us know what you're smoking on, dabbing on.
Yeah, what you're about to like toke up tonight, or what you just rolled up for the podcast. The
Exactly.
reason why we brought this we talked about why we wanted to do this tonight is because of a certain article we read about California, but also we realized New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois, these are all states with, like, I don't want to say huge issues, but they have flaws in their systems, and right now we're seeing them come to fruition. You know what I mean? With Michigan, the MCMA, with New Jersey, non-home grows. Okay, so we're going to get into all of it, and we're going to bring up more examples, but there is just like a huge over-regulation that's happening in each state, and it's starting to get a little silly because we're seeing every state do it kind of messed up in a little different ways. Like, some states are going right in some ways, but like this over-regulation is pushing people back to the unregulated market. And again, if that's where you want to buy from it. You know, there's no issue. If you already believe, you have a caregiver, and you already have someone you trust, do it. Like, I'm not saying unregulated bud is bad, worse by any means. Sometimes if your cultivator is better, it's better sometimes, right? My whole point is that you're going to start pushing. Okay, you want to just talk about the California thing? Because this is what frustrated us all.
That's what I want to kick it off with.
Let's talk about it.
So it all dawned from recently. I don't know if you've seen. I saw it was just posted yesterday or the day before, one of the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was on social media. California wants to make it a felony if you grow more than 6 plants without a permit in the state. So for them to be legal, so it's a misdemeanor right now, and we talk about this more in depth. Being a misdemeanor now should just be a fine, right? But being a misdemeanor now, you're going to increase it to a felony, and then you're going to be able to increase it with putting money to let law enforcement have funds now to go after these.
Right, and that's, I guess what I was trying to say is, like, I don't know what they're trying to do here, because the regulated market is meant for people that want that regulated market, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't want to push those, like, grandma people, like people that don't know bud tenders, that don't know bud, to buy stuff they don't know. So my whole thing is, it's just confusing that you're going from a state that was leading the charge on, like, how cannabis, like, going legal should be, just to find out that they're doing it all wrong. And then, like, you're seeing the shit here in Michigan with the MCMA, where they're trying to over-regulate it to a point. People are always going to grow their own that want to grow their own. They've been doing it, right? And that's why I don't get what they're trying to do here. You're pushing the wrong people. It's this California thing. If you're going to home grow, we're going to do this. That's going to, okay. So they have 6 plants, and they're trying to lower it down to 6 plants. First off, you're going to take away their rights. And then you're going to say, give funding back to the police on cannabis. Wasn't that the whole point? Was taking away that type of funding from the... I don't know. That blows my mind. What's up, Medical Monies? What's up, T-Dubs? Sorry, I'm a little heated about this, so I'm kind of misspeaking, and I'm a little all over the place right now. But the whole point is that this over-regulation is going to ruin the whole market together. You're going to push it back to a black market area where it's illegal to have it again. Like, that's not what we want. We want people to have the free choice to buy it from who they feel like, whether it be a store or from their neighbor. Whatever you feel more comfortable with, that's your free right. You know what I'm saying? 100%. But it's crazy that California is going to over-regulate it to a point that they now want to refund their police.
I mean, bringing that back into...
I just can't even...
I mean, it's got a far uphill battle, but what's up with this shit? Like you said, dude, with the MCMA trying to do it here in Michigan, you got Jersey where you can't grow, like, the plant's not really becoming legal.
Right.
It's mainly just becoming, like, here's it's not. I mean, you can't even say it's not a felony no more because if you make California like that's just like insane. And I don't know
that's
how
what I'm
anyone
trying to
feels
say
about
is
that
that
because it's not becoming legal at all at that point.
It doesn't make sense because this overregulation, I mean, I just don't feel like it's talked about enough throughout states. You know, like, I mean, it is a little bit definitely Medical Monday shout out because y'all talk about it too. But we just want to talk about it here on Terp Talk. Usually we're talking about terpenes, but tonight we just want to talk about how all this overregulation is messing up in every state. I mean, look at New Jersey. You know, that overregulation is insane.
Dude, I know.
So,
but then you got some areas where, like Illinois, they've taken away the probable cause on smell and stuff like that. But they also have licenses. They're award licenses. It's not open market where people can just apply. You have to be awarded a license in a raffle, which I think is ridiculous because I think you have higher people lobbying to get licenses. Like, how are all these corporate companies having licenses out in Illinois? Like Verano, one of the companies we've talked about with Chill Noise has had their product. They've showcased it. All looks bad reviews on it, and now they're buying companies and merging with other companies. To me, that's interesting because it's like you're producing crap, but you're able to still win these raffles or lotteries to be able to have a license in the state. You see too many of these multi-state operators being able to get that in certain areas like that, and like that goes to the overregulation. I think they already have the power and they're able to move forward and get that, which is unfair.
Well, the thing is, to me, like, you know, if you're cool with like us, like, you know, or anyone probably listening to this podcast, like if you've been cool with the unregulated cannabis for years, like it's never really been an issue, right? And needing these tests. Like I've been smoking bud. It was all about where it came from. And even then, like sometimes I'd just be smoking the bud. Like I smoked some trash back in the day. So to me, it's kind of interesting that this overregulation is going to kill the legal market that they were trying to promote. That's what I'm saying. It's killing. Like at the end of the day, people that have a caregiver or people that have known to get it, like, you know, shout out Medical Monday, they promote this all the time. They just get it from where they get it. You know what I mean? You get it. Mm-hmm. How you live, just like how it always has been. Like, it's confusing to me that they're pushing the people that they push to the stores away from the growing again because they're like, oh, you're doing too much and you're doing it illegally. Like, again, it's just like it's kind of like what the MCMA doing here. It's probably the outliers. There's probably the like under 5% of them doing this and screwing in the rest for the rest of them. Right. You know, meanwhile, I know some caregivers that don't even make that much a profit. They just do it to do it. Right? They don't really make money. They smoke for free.
That's what I feel. A lot of them are doing it just to make like the medicine for their patients that they want to give, like, or RSO in bulk, or they're able to provide that at a cheaper discount rate.
It's just California keeps messing up their laws, and that's what I'm trying to say. How do they go from being like, oh hey, California is legalizing bud, we should be like California, now to realize California screwed their whole thing up, and Michigan shouldn't follow those steps. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. I mean, California's industry, like every other week, you feel like. I mentioned in our episode, they literally have a new thing happening every week. Oh, the market's about to crash. We got to stop taxes because the businesses aren't even going to be able to stay open. Like,
what?
The market's just insane out there. Like,
because you had greedy companies trying to sell boof for a lot. Like, people need to know they're
just suck.
Well, and okay, yeah, well, politics always do play a part, but I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, I don't know. When it comes to this type of stuff, when it comes to this overregulation, it's just so, like, you know.
You're strapping the industry. You're making it harder for it to continue to grow.
But you're making it for every other state, yeah, because you're making it worse and worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean? Like, every time it's done wrong, it makes it harder for the next state. Like, look at Jersey, doesn't even have home grows.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Oh, and Medical Mondays brings up a good point. California doesn't have medical anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. See, that's why, and that's my whole thing is that's why I always felt that both markets need to exist. You need to have 100%. The people that don't want to be labeled as a medical patient and just want to do it recreational, and you need the people that need those discounts and need it regulated and then just want it more, you know. Honestly, what divided medical in the beginning for me is just keeping you safe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Having that card kept you safe from driving with it. Like, the cops didn't mess with you as much. I mean, granted, things have changed now.
It's like that extra protection, it felt like.
Yeah. I mean, plus, at the end of the day, for people who really need it, like I said, we have been using it either way. Mm-hmm. Now it just protects them. You know what I mean? So that's what I've always looked at as protection. So, Dank, Oh, what's up, Grease? He said, "What we smoking on tonight? What we smoking on?"
Hopefully this blunt goes, because that's why I've been quiet for the first like
Yeah, what
10
happened over
minutes.
there? You just sitting over there silent.
I mean, dude, the whole blunt, I don't know. I cracked it before because, we'll be honest with you, we just finished recording.
Right. But
And I messed it
the
up.
blunt
Dude.
didn't roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally messed it up, so I had to re-roll the blunt. But this blunt's got we got Bangering in it. We actually have some Sunset Boulevard in it and some
Oh, dude,
Cushman's.
we got some of his. Oh,
Yeah.
crossed him. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Got a
What's up,
little bit
Grease?
left right here.
Got a little cross genetics going on, so we get a fatty going.
It's a little what do you want to call it? Yeah, flavorful blunt. I'm trying to think of the terminology.
Hell yeah. Yeah, but again, like
But if it
adding on
doesn't
to
hit,
your
if it
point,
doesn't hit, I give up.
your point over there, like with like it messes things up for everyone else, and just like Medical Mondays said on YouTube was just talking about that you're changing laws. Like those laws were existing for a reason. I don't understand why they got to digress and not just add laws. Like, right? Just because you have patient rights doesn't mean the regulated market has to be now they need to be the same thing. Why? Like, and everyone's issue is, no one's going to know companies are going to sell the medical market. Who cares? Half those medical people have caregivers. The ones that don't will just buy it from the regulated market. Like, but both should exist because
You think
many
they'll get rid
different
of it
people.
here?
I hope not. But that's what I'm trying to say. This overregulation could lead to that,
Yeah, no, it definitely can, man. It definitely can. I mean,
look what it did to California. That's what it did to California.
I don't even know why you would even think of just trying to roll back it to bring more funding back into to police to fund cannabis. We've already seen how it's portrayed for the last 40, 50, 60 years.
Yeah, and dude, growing 12 plants, like, what are you really doing?
It's cannabis, it's a plant.
Especially if you don't even know what you're doing. Like, how is that harming anyone's market? Half the people out there will just grow and learn, and
so we're gonna create a whole task force just for over 6 plants.
Right? That's what I mean. Oh, now we have the 7 and over task force. Sounds like a toddler group.
They're gonna be in helicopters still, like how they were back in the day for when they're all in the fields. Like, dude, you're from San Bernardino County. That's a huge weed county, dude. Get out of here with that. He's gonna get unelected within like the next term he's up. If I was out there, I couldn't believe it. It gets me so upset that you're trying to take away growing rights to make it a felony. Like, to make it a felony,
dude,
it's such disappointment. Like, you're making so much money. You are making money off of it. You're making tax revenue, and then you want to put people. You're gonna make it a felony. So what? Are they gonna go to jail then at that point too? So you're gonna have them in jail for growing 6 plants, even though you have companies in the state growing thousands licensedly with a permit. Who cares if they're growing 12 plants without a permit?
Yeah.
What if that's it? Like.
What does it matter? You're going after the wrong people. You're going after mom and pop that are like, maybe I have a couple extra genetics I want to grow. Who cares?
Yeah, maybe this summer I want to try.
I understand if they're like,
genetics.
hey, I'm growing 300 plants. Oh, that's slightly over 6. Whoops. Like, okay, fine. They're definitely pushing the limit. Like, they're trying to just, screw the market. Those are the people that I get it. Like, I understand when you're like, oh, here's a caregiver, but they've got 500 plants going. They're just using it as a cover. Like, I get it. Like, I get why but those are the outliers. You can't blame the whole system because of the outliers,
No, you can't. You can't at all, man. And you're always going to have outliers with that. You're always going to have it. Hey, at least it's hitting, right?
Yeah, true.
It's always the worst when you roll a blunt.
Yeah. Ain't that
I think
true?
I stuffed it too much, to be honest. I forget. Backwoods, you can stuff so much more. Swishers, not as much. White Owls, I think, are a little bit bigger, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, what state you think is doing it the worst? Because we talked about New Jersey. Like Illinois' wax tax is insane. If you have higher THC potencies, that now you got to pay more. I mean, this is insane, Yeah, T-Dub's like dropping out of helicopters with machetes to chop down plants. Right, and then they're like proud of it. Like, who are you attacking here?
Yeah.
Like, you're not attacking the right people. You know what I mean?
Other states, I think, I like how New York, you're allowed to actually smoke. You can smoke pretty much not even in front of a cop. I think that's cool, but you're saying doing it wrong. Obviously, you'd have to hit Jersey. right off bat because you don't even allow home grows. How is it legal for anyone to even grow? I mean, how is it legal if you can't even cultivate your own medicine or your own plant if you want to? The whole point of this is to be able to. Florida's medical program isn't the best. You're not even allowed to grow your own medical, pretty much. I'm blanking on his name, but he's always in our chat on the Wake and Bakes. Culinary commentary, I think.
CC?
Yeah, CC.
I just call him CC. I don't.
Well, I think that's his name, right?
Yeah. Well, color commentary. You had it right.
Yeah, okay.
I just call him CC.
But I think that's crap there. I think anywhere where you can't cultivate your own cannabis is ridiculous.
Like,
I think I'm getting annoyed with the weight limit too. Like I can only have
that's what we're talking about. New Jersey.
11 ounces or 8 ounces at the house or whatever it is. You should be able to have whatever you want because if I have liquor, if I have
what is the Second Amendment or what? I'm sorry, is the Second Amendment or First Amendment? No, it's for First Amendment. You have the right to oh God, no, it's right. It's the Eighth Amendment. I'm forgetting which amendment it is, but it's like you're supposed to have the right to seize your home. Like what's wrong with going on in your home? It's like all these home brews in your basement. No one's going in. How much beer are you making? Are you selling it to your neighbors? Because you really are. We know you are.
But I'm just gifting it.
Does it, dude? It's like
Gifting
the whole collecting rainwater thing, dude. That doesn't even make sense. Like they just did it because it's greed. It's just greed. Like, you know what I mean? All this New Jersey's like, oh, you can't home grow because of this excuse. The excuse and the only reason will always be we want your money.
I know.
That's all it ever is.
But think about how that hurts, like the New Jersey economy, though. Like you could open up these hydro shops, like you have here in Michigan, and have home grows where you could create jobs where people will be able to work in the hydro facilities, help people cultivate their own cannabis at home. I think that's a huge part of cannabis going legal is the home grow craft, being able to grow your own, being able to try different processes.
Worlds.
Like,
what is Budweiser suffering at all because of New Holland Brewery or some dude grew in it? No, because the people that like beer are gonna drink all of it different occasions. Like even
100%, dude.
Like even people who caregive will buy bud off other people just to smoke it, just to have some. Even if it's not as good as quality as their own, they'll just buy it
because people
want to try.
Yeah.
Right, because people love cannabis. People want to try different growers. You know what I mean? It's just like people who love beer.
Yeah,
They're gonna try all the beers. They're gonna try the Budweiser. They're gonna try Budweiser Zero. Even if they don't like it or ever see themselves buying a pack, they're gonna try it. It's the same thing with us, man. I don't see myself buying some stuff, but then sometimes we'll just do it for reviews to see what's on the industry market because it's industry market. You know, that's what we do.
Yeah, we review Element Wax.
Yeah, tomorrow's episode. But, like, that's my thing is everyone's kind of different. Yeah, New Jersey is whack medical money, is what we're saying. And then Illinois wax tax, like, what the hell?
Horrible.
And then I think there's, 3 levels of tax in Illinois? Like, isn't there – I know there's 2. I thought there was even the third one. I thought there was that, like, hey, if you're over – 20x%, it's considered this, but I thought there was one more with a high. I don't know. Either way, limiting.
If there is, that's even more crazy.
Tax that doesn't even make sense.
Like Meek Mill, there's levels to this shit.
Could you imagine them saying, "Hey, we have a beer tax, which is the normal whatever percent, 6%. I don't know what it is. I don't.
Yeah.
But now alcohol is gonna have an extra 10%.
Oh, there'd be an uproar.
Oh my god.
My Jack Daniels is more now.
Oh my god.
My Jim Beam's more, no. My Scotch.
Oh man, what is it? The Tea Party or whatever.
Yeah, Boston Tea Party.
Boston Tea Party. Oh, Tea Party round 2.
Actually, I went to Boston. That was pretty cool. Checked out the.
Oh, like where it happened.
Where it happened.
What are you
yeah.
talking about?
Well, you just said it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's actually there.
I got it now.
Not there in time. That'd be kind of cool. Time travel. Whoa, I would love to time travel on a side note.
What?
I don't know how. I don't know, dude.
Canada is like, by the way, time travel would be super cool. I was like, oh.
It would be.
It's true. You're not wrong. I'm just
dude,
a little confused where he came from. It was like a left field type of thing. You just hit me in the face with that.
No, man. We're smoking. We've been down.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. What's up, dude? Decibel. What's up, fam? Say, can someone who brews beer at home make as much as they want? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's is make as much as they want. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's actually a very good point. But my whole point is that, like, I think the connection that we made there is that you can store as much beer, alcohol as you want in your house. Like, you can have like 5 or 30.
I'm pretty sure you can make more than 6 bottles.
Well,
right?
I mean, I don't know. The only
I'm talking like a 12.
I don't know any home brewers directly. I know a couple who've done it and they've made like buckets, folks. They make buckets and buckets of it, but I don't know if they've got it to a point of like corporation level. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of cool.
But again, like, and again, like, but the whole
Storage.
point is, like, why are they limiting limits? Because even if you did make home brewery, you're not going to, one person in his side hobby, even a few people, are not going to be able to compete with Budweiser. Marketing and all their, you know what I mean? So it's super confusing to me that limits even matter on beer, on weed. Like, why does it matter? Like, if it's legal commodity, it's legal commodity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I want to go buy 5,000 packets of Hot Pockets, you ain't going to stop me. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It just should be an equal commodity. And that's the thing. I'm not really a big homebrewer or drinker, but if it's going to do that, equal is equal, right? There shouldn't be limits there. But I think that's kind of Dave's point, is that he's always trying to say is like, it is, you can buy as much booze as you want, but for some reason I can only buy 2.5 ounces and have that on me, and I can get in trouble. Like, there's always some weird comparison to where booze
you can buy
isn't as regulated as cannabis, even though alcohol has higher.
Think about how you have.
rates,
Think
in my
about
opinion.
how you can buy alcohol when it's just right on the front of the store shelf, right there. You just grab it and you go. You just walk in gas station. You walk in liquor store. Same thing, right? But you can't do that for a cannabis shop, right? Because most cannabis shops have a security guard right as soon as you walk in the door. They're just checking your ID, or you can't even get into the next room without getting checked in. How's that?
Oh, and Illinois does have 3 flower, edibles, and concentrates. I thought there was that third level.
They have an
I thought it
edible
was
tax?
percentage.
They
but it
have
was
an edible
edibles.
tax?
I thought it was different because of percentage, but I do remember someone saying it.
What's the edible tax?
I thought it was.
Oh my
I thought
God.
it was based off strength and like. I thought it was like 20, 50, 70. Like, I didn't realize it was 3 separate entities. That's crazy. Thanks for letting us know. T-Dub actually said, Dewey Decibel over on YouTube, he said, I don't think there's a limit to how much you can brew and store. I'm not sure, but that's what T-Dub is saying. We could Google that and stuff.
Yeah, no, 100% that. That makes sense though, because it's alcohol, right? I mean, you can have a whole
No
bar stock,
permit
you can
shall
have
be
a whole-
required for home manufacture of beer or wine in quantities not to exceed 200 gallons per calendar year. So you're allowed to do 200 gallons.
Well, I wonder what that equivalent
per
That's a
year.
lot of alcohol.
Well, I mean, we drink those 5-gallon things. I probably drink one a week, maybe. That's a lot of booze.
But compare that to weed, how much you're growing. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of booze.
That's 40 of those containers
I
per
know.
year. I mean, as long as you're not getting shithoused every day. So that's the limit. So there is a limit, but why does that even exist? Because how are they even going to know that you did 50 gallons earlier than a year unless you get caught with 201 gallons at once? That's
True.
a stupid law. Throughout the calendar year, do you see that big loophole?
Is there-
Cannabis doesn't get loopholes like that.
Is there funding
What?
for that to find out if there's over 2?
But like, and that's personal. That's like me. I could brew 200 gallons of beer or wine. I wonder how that works with like alcohol and distilleries. I don't know if it's still the same, but that's still a lot of wine. 200 gallons of wine? Good God, I don't know how that works, but sounds like a lot of wine.
But Jersey can't grow a plant. Michigan,
Right, that's what I
We
mean.
can only grow 12 in Michigan.
6 plants. And that's what blows my mind is they think 6 plants is all in flower. Like, are you serious? Any grower out there is gonna have to do 2, 2, and 2, like just so they can cycle, or 3 and 3. Like, that's so lame. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, geez Louise. And that's just in Michigan. So I looked that up. So I can only compare that to Michigan states. But damn, that is
200 gallons is a lot.
well, it's just to show you that how much cannabis is regulated compared to alcohol. It doesn't make sense. Like, why it
Yeah, it's a
only
good
has
point.
to do
Who is
with
going to drink all that? People don't even drink 200 gallons of alcohol in a year.
I don't know how much that equates to. I don't know what a fifth liter. I have to do some real math. Like, how many liters are in a gallon?
How many? Was it 4 liters in a gallon?
I don't know.
Or is it 2? 4?
About is like 3.8, 3.78 is 1 liquid gallon. So that's 757 liters in a year.
That's a lot
Wow.
of liters.
That's a lot of liters, yeah.
I'm just thinking of like bottles of Captain and Jack. There's the liter size. Ironically, I did
Well, what is that, like
alcohol
5/5
sales
a
back in the
week?
day.
You'd have to kill down 5/5 a week? That's a
That's a
lot
lot.
of booze. That's like the equivalent of each person
Almost a
can
fifth a day.
each person can cultivate 45 pounds per calendar year. Like, that'd be pretty sweet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I see no problem. Yeah. That's why I know everyone in the alcohol world is looking over these laws and they're like, no, it seems good. Seems fair. 200 gallons, yeah. It's about right. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. So this could be a little nicer, but it's fine. I'll make it work.
You know, I'll shoot for 250,
Well, the thing is,
300, but I'll settle for 200.
That's my point. Is how are they really tracking you if it's a home brew? Like for that,
No, they're
like,
not, they can't. It's not like they're spending money on that. They have people raid your house if you're growing home brewing.
And that's what I was. That's
we saw you growing, and we've been watching the house, and you're having friends over, and we calculated by your drinking habits that you guys have been drinking more than 200 gallons this calendar year.
It's just like
it's like in a calendar year. What? I mean, you could be storing it. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're getting caught storing it.
Weed is like at one time. Like, and it's a super low amount. So, like, you can get caught in one moment, and it's very risky, right? But if they were measuring it off, like, how much beer or weed we grew per year, like, that's the equivalent of saying what I said is like, oh, hey, X amount of pounds per year. Like, how would you know? That's why that is such an open-ended law versus where cannabis has all these very specific laws, and they follow it to the second. It's like, are you serious? Like, wow. I didn't know. It's actually even easier to homebrew than I thought. Now, I thought you could just do unlimited amounts, so I it is a little bothersome to even see amounts on it, but the whole point is that at least that amount is so ridiculous, you can't even hit it. Ours is ridiculous, especially when New Jersey, you can't fucking grow. Florida is not as good as garbage.
Not even think about growing. Think about weight limit. Just right there in itself, you can grow 200, or you can have 200 gallons, but you could only have, let's see. Guess what we just got, everybody? Or Jeremy, I didn't get, he got. Groovy got. Yep, you're welcome.
I got a Puffco. I got a Puffco. So check it out. Got an e-nail so I can actually take dabs finally during the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Should put some of that almond in it.
What's up, everyone? IG. Trying to get loaded up.
What's going on? Well, Groovy's loading that up. We got a new episode coming out tomorrow. That's at 4:20 Eastern time. We review Element Wax. We do two different. We do one with the banger, and then we actually also use the Puffco that Groovy lets us use. So pretty cool. First time actually using it pretty much. Clean hit. I hit it at 450. Groovy's about 500, and we explained that in the episode. So check that out. We also talk about the Safe Banking Act. I don't know if you heard. There's some good news. Potential might hopefully pass here in the future. We talk about that. Some updates about shop opening up in Royal Oak, and then cannabis-infused wine coming to a Michigan market. So lot to talk about in the episode.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty. It was I don't know, some new stuff. There's definitely some weird stuff going on in the cannabis industry.
But also, I want to give a shout out to our event that's upcoming next Friday.
Yeah, please do.
If you're interested in attending, send us a message. It's $40. That includes. It's at Micannacast, and that includes 90 minutes of gameplay, pizza, food, or pizza pop, and we got a giveaway. We got a couple different baskets, and we give a sneak peek on the episode
420
tomorrow.
Giveaways.
Yeah,
they are 420 friendly, and
yes.
we get some gear too.
Yes, and we'll be bringing some swag as well too. If you're interested, send us a message so we get you on the list. It is limited spots for this event, unfortunately, so. Just send us a message and we'll get you on. Appreciate it. And might as well give a shout out to the sponsor here coming up as well too.
Might as well. We're getting the dabs heated up. If you don't got any dabs, get those dabs heated up.
Taking a quick break. Give a shout out to Nino's Naturals, sponsor CBD of the month. If you were looking for any CBD products, trying out CBD products, gummies, patches, tinctures, different flavors of tinctures too. Use promo code MICANNA, that's CMICANNA 15 at checkout and receive 15% off your order. And if it's over $50, you're getting free shipping as well too.
Yeah.
And that's at ninosnaturalscbd.com.
Yep, for sure.
Right at the bottom.
Yeah, so we got a couple good statements. Thank you, Penny Hearts, Justin Dick DJ. Appreciate you. I'll read those in a second. And the Puffco. Hold on. T-Dub wants to know what we think of them.
I've only used it, to be honest, twice. This will be my third time in it. I think I might have used it once at a buddy's, but I don't really remember that, so it's pretty much 3 times. It's all right.
Yeah.
I like that. I was doing it at 450. And it was very smooth, pretty flavorful at that hit.
Might have to double heat it too. Just double tap it. But If you double tap, it'll reheat. I like them. Slow drags is, I think, the key. I definitely think that it's like nicer to just you got to take a nice slow dab. You're not going to get those fat rips. But again, if you turn it all the way up, I did turn it up once to like the second from the hottest, and it was pretty hot. So I'm able to get a good rip. I think the key to me is just setting it in the center and making sure it stays dead center. That was like the way that I noticed that it heated up really good. So, and you get more flavorful dabs, and this is kind of where I'm at. I can't be taking burning rip ones all the time. So,
health-wise, I think it's probably good. I like it because, actually, I could just fill that up and just go and hit that on the couch. It's actually not bad.
Yeah. It definitely conserves dabs. Because
That's what you were saying.
Literally, I just put one dab in there, and you and me each just got like two. So.
Oh, nice.
Like what I would consider one dab.
And it was awesome, too. It was super quiet.
Yeah, I know, right? That was super convenient, right? But hey, just Nick DJ, I want to bring up this comment. It seems like it's a pretty big comment, so I want to pull it up real quick. So, says, seems like they're trying to limit the amount of players in the game a lot easier to create a system and regulate than a handful of regular thousands. I.e., Illinois is only 17 growers total. Exactly, and that's what we always man. It's all about money. It's the bullshit with the MCMA. It's the bullshit with like here in Michigan. It's the bullshit with New Jersey not being like loud grows. It's just the greed. It's just that people are trying to bully their way into an industry that they haven't taken the time to learn. It's confusing to me because like how you usually master your trade is you master your trade. You don't just bully the rest of the people into being the best. Like,
yeah, they're not masters of the trade. They're just coming in. They see the money, like you said. And they're like, all right, let's see what we can do. And we have money, so we're going to be able to win the licenses, like in Illinois. 17 only?
Dude.
How is Verano one of the licenses? They have capital. You don't see any of these mom and pop companies out there. I believe Curaleaf's even out in Illinois. All these companies are huge.
And it's a pay-to-play game.
Exactly.
That's why at the first, I liked Michigan because it had both markets. It has everything. I was like, at first, this is nice. You got the corporate, whatever, the big brand for I thought was going to go for cheaper. And then
that's what it is. The big brand's trying to go for quality price.
That's the issue, is they're trying to overcharge and make all this ridiculous percentages when it's a longer game.
The quality is not there. Right. The quality is not $60, $50 an eighth. Your quality is like $20 an eighth, and just sell it at market. People will buy it. There's a market for that.
Yeah.
But don't be trying to crush the industry because your product's just not that good. That's just what it is. And it's sad. But you're trying to make profit off of crummy product.
Right. 100%.
Like, that's why you got to support local. If you can get a caregiver, support a caregiver. If you can't, find those shops that are small batch. You have your small batch processors, your small batch growers. You got Winewood out in Ann Arbor, micro business. Like, you just got to find and look into the brands and understand them. Like, don't ever support a Skyman or Common Citizen, not the best ones. They're lobbying against MCMA, and those are two.
When you got these companies that are huge, they got companies in every state. They're just freaking they're clearly just Walmarting the weed.
Oh, dude, yeah. When you're growing stacked licenses on top of each other, and you're growing more than thousands of plants.
Yeah, right.
There's only so much.
I think it's just kind of right now we're having an issue in the industry that people don't know their place. And they don't understand that.
But it's unfortunate because in these businesses, the ones that have these, they're the ones that are getting the opportunities in other states because they
got money. But unfortunately, dude, it's a capitalistic nation where a lot of things are pay to play, and that's what sucks, dude. Trust me, I make music, and it's hard to even get any. I'm like, I don't even know how to get gigs because I don't even outreach. I don't even know how to do it. It's such a everything's a business. I can't just create art and play my saxophone for people, right? I gotta then figure out how to do this social media shit just to get someone to show me some. I'm just showing you music's hard, yet alone cannabis, something that already has a negative connotation. Right. How do you even get that? Being a small person with no money and no capital, it's hard.
It's hard,
man. That's why you end up with these artists with not a lot of talent, but they have a shit ton of money behind them. I love his art, but damn, Will Smith's kid, Jaden, damn it, dude. Your music's, whatever. In my opinion, but these millions, because you got money. It's the same thing with all these common citizens, these bullshit growers that don't know the green peaks, that just have a shit ton of money. Shit ton of money where they can afford to make mistakes. Where if someone like when we have Eric's episode coming out about Winewood next week, you know what I mean?
I'm excited for that.
For
His story's crazy.
all the shit
How he
he
got
had to
that
deal
license.
with, that he pushed his ass to survive just to grow 150 plants. And these companies are like, oh, we need another $1,000 license because we aren't making enough because we're trying to charge $60 eighth, even though our shit's but grow better shit. Just like every other industry. If you make bad food, guess what? No one's gonna go to your restaurant. They're gonna go once and they're never gonna buy it again. Like boo hoo hoo.
Dude, it is trash.
That's why branding is so important.
I
It's
think-
like why you like as a musician, like you try to do the best you can music wise. Like art, it's an art when you're growing, man. It's an art.
Dude, 100%.
Ugh.
100%. Well,
It's so crazy because they're the ones that have the money and the audacity to just be like, oh, we're gonna pay a bunch of people off to write articles about us, so that way we're in the media. We're gonna pay a bunch of
that's where
they
I
just
always
spend
see their
all
articles.
their money.
That's why you see all those articles.
That's why
They're
it's
all
always on
paid.
Channel 4 or Channel 2. It's never on Ganjapreneur or
Marijuana movement.
Marijuana movement because it's not like people who actually support them. Multi-state operators is big corp. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. There's a couple out there where I'd say like I feel like they're still young and maybe because like they're trying, but at the end of the day, you're right. I don't know what else to say. Like it's unfortunate too because some of their roots might start good. Is what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Is some of these multi-state operators might have good intentions in the beginning, but once you get to like your 9th, 12th, and you're just Walmarting the weed out, it's like it's such a shame, you know.
Yeah. So it is, and
you know,
they're the
and you
ones.
just
They're
pay
a lot
off
of the a lot
companies,
of them are the ones that are winning the licenses going into these new states that are becoming medical or becoming adult use. So they're getting their foot in the ground before anyone in that state local is be able to pop up, which is unfortunate. Like you got, I think Pleasantries, who was on the list, just went to another state. If I'm not mistaken, they just opened up in another state.
Because that's you have to move when shit starts getting messed up, you know.
But that's ridiculous. They're already getting a start over probably other companies that are trying to go there in that state. Like, come on. Locals should be able to have an opportunity before multi-state operators come in because it's just...
Well, the thing is, multi-state operator weed is just corporate weed, which you got to understand is going to exist, right, in my mind because of this, but... It needs to know its place. It should. It's
fine. Exactly.
It's horrible that it's $60 an eighth. It needs to be $30 an eighth or $25. It needs to be that low quality bud, and they just need to pump it out. But like low quality products that get pumped out, like the made from China type of crap. That's what I'm trying to say. Look at China. They sell garbage, and somehow they still keep making money because people want to save $1, right? And you're gonna get those people that don't care about the health and don't care about the plant. Right? They just want to smoke it to get high. Right, like while they're drinking, like that's fine. That's when you give them the multi-state operator bullshit. But then when these companies come in, they put a bunch of flashy advertising, and everyone looks at them like they're the best brand. It's like fuck, their morals aren't good. They just have a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. You know, it's hard to because like, and that's what I'm saying. It's a bummer because I didn't used to just say all multi-state operators were bad. I didn't used to say that, but sometimes like when I see these comments and you see what's getting on, I see why people are turned off by it. Because to me, it's like, could you imagine if someone here with roots just want to sell in another state, you know, and then you're like, damn, you're like, you know, like, you're like I like their brand. Like, look at Cannabis, right? You know what I mean? Or I mean, right? Wasn't that was California brand? Michigan brand. Mixing up Jungle Boys and Canna Boys. I always do that. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you saw a brand that you liked from the caregiver market and they went somewhere else, it's a shame because then they're technically multi-state operators. But I wouldn't look at them like that. See what I'm saying?
Jungle Boys is Cali. They're in Florida now too.
That's what I'm saying. But when you see, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't take a stab at them because I know their roots. But when you see someone like Green Peak and they're all 12 states and they don't give a shit.
Well, it's because they're just the ones with the pockets. They haven't been grinding and growing through the entire process and growing their businesses. Like think about all the people that have been grinding why it's been illegal, growing while it's been illegal, and taking the risk of potentially getting raided and hitting charges and stuff like that. They're the ones that just they're in the suits, ties, had the money, and they're like, all right, I got a license. Dude. Let's buy some property and hire some people and grow some bud and make money off of it. You know,
doesn't make any sense.
It's unfortunate because they're just coming in. They see the greed. Let's go. And I don't like it. And I agree with the comment. No passion. They have no passion for cannabis. They're just in suit and ties, ready to go.
Minjula, who has better weed, black market or legal dispensaries? Cultivator. It all comes down to cultivator. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to compare it. I'm sick of people saying that it depends on your cultivator. I've had some shit grown by my friend that was boof. I've been to the dispensary. That was boof. Like, I don't know. Like, don't buy shitty weed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my big, like, you got to just see the brands. Do some, I would say do some research. Weed. That's what I would say. Just do the research. You can't really just be like, oh, it's legal, so it's going to be good. Oh, it's black market, so therefore it's going to be bad. That's not easy. I've had some amazing weed off the streets. Like, I've had some garbage from the dispo. I've had some good bud from the dispo. 100%. I've had some garbage from the streets. So it's like, for me, like, I am kind of like over that because it's hard for me to say, oh, this one's better than this one because I've had, what do you want me to say? If you want me to speak in general terms, like, you know, I guess more from the street, but that's because that's where it came from. But this is all new. I've had some very good products off the shelves. It's just the price point isn't where I want to see it. But I've had good product.
100%.
It's just not usually these selfish companies.
Price point's very high, but
you know your cultivator. You know, I got a caregiver. Like, you know, I have. You know, that's, you know, everyone's got to live their life. You know, so that's where it's at. You know.
Yeah, man. For me,
Cookies Michigan is a joke. I actually, unfortunately, would agree completely because I've been to Cookies in Cali, and I've been in Vegas, and
both were better.
Both were better, a lot better than Michigan. It sucked.
Vegas was good. I didn't have
Vegas
Cali.
All right. Yeah, they are. All right.
There was a couple good ones out there. Some of the strains grown, but some of those are grown by like.
Yeah, but honestly, when we bought that shit, remember when we bought Gary P out here? We were like,
yeah,
we were like, what? So yeah, dude, I understand.
Yeah, because I think you got the best grower. You got some good grower, not the best. Because I said we got some best growers out here in Michigan, but they got those growers probably care about the Cookies genetics out there.
Yep.
Not as much, but I don't know. I like the some of the genetics I do like. Can't hate. But don't see them that often because it's only comes from there in Michigan. I haven't been actually to that cookie store in a while. We haven't been in forever, dude. So.
Well, no, here's the thing, dude. Like
I do like some of the genetics. Some of them are good. Gary Payton, do you like that strain?
But it's just like they're making money off the brand, the strains. You know what I mean? It's just like any other company, though.
It's flavorful.
Hold on, but it's just new. Right, it's new. It's got that trendy. It's Cookies, right? Ooh, look at all of our branding. I mean, I got the shirt for free. I'm wearing a Vegas shirt like this. I got it for free from Cookies. Like it is a cookie shirt, but it's like literally it's my Vegas souvenir.
We did pretty good with that. We did pretty good.
Yeah, I got them for free. So what am I gonna say? But it didn't say Cookie. It says Vegas. But my whole point is like, it's just a brand, right? You got to still remember the cultivator in each state is still different. Just because you like cookies from your my California trip, it was a wake up call when I went to. I mean, even Vegas was all right. I mean, their pre rolls were a lot better, but Michigan is nothing is good. So that's why I say you gotta remember they're just brands. Just because it's cookie does not mean it's good. No, like who's the cultivator? You know,
it's all about the cultivator, dude.
Yeah, cultivation.
How are they growing it here? How are they growing it in Cali? They could be growing it in soil. They could be doing living soil. They could be doing Athena. They could be running.
People rip off names all the time.
Hydro, aeroponics. Like you could be doing so many different methods with the strains, and that's going to alter probably the taste because of what you're feeding the plant and the smell. So like it depends on where
knockoffs, fakes are a whole a whole world of money. You know what I mean? Knocking off the brand, tons of just making money off the brand. That's what they do. But
I was talking about like the growers in each state using different mediums. Like some might be growing in soil, some might be growing in cubes fed with Athena, some might be growing in living soil, some might be growing with different nutrients. That's going to change and alter the taste. So I was saying that might be affecting it too.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to say is no one's got that exact pheno because they didn't do that first grow. Like,
correct.
Even when we get capulators cut, we're getting the right genetics. It's still not the way he grew it. Like
correct. Oh yeah, for
you know
sure.
What I'm saying?
For
like,
sure.
No, I understand. I mean, yeah, of course, each thing plays a difference to its taste, but like, that's what pheno is hunting, right? That's what the pheno is, right? Trying to lock down that right chemistry for that genetic, right? And then you have that phenotype, right?
Yeah.
Oh, luxuriously dope. What's up, dude? How's it going?
What's up, fam?
I hate to play Davis Cup, but sometimes a passionate dude isn't a good businessman. I want to work with someone who I know will keep money flowing. Yeah, I could totally see that. I understand that. And that's like you said, when it's like a financial investment to a business person, totally makes sense. These giant growing operations are hard to self-fund, so usually they're funded by someone with money, and that they have some number they have to reach, which is ridiculous. And that's kind of the issue of having the jump the issue? Like, that's the problem. But yeah, and that I mean, the grower is the one that loves the product. The people that are working in the industry usually care, but it's not always the one paying for it, and that's kind of that disconnect. You know what I mean? When it's the person who's passionate about something and who's also paying for it, that's when you bring that synergistic success. You know what I mean? For sure.
Oh yeah, man, I agree with you on that.
And I'm with that, T-Dub. I feel that that's kind of where I'm at too. But that's that's why I always say, when I'm going to my people that do my wax, like Element may have been for a review, but I like True North. I do my research, right? Like Akashic's a good street brand. To me, it's about who processed it. It's not necessarily, is it street brand, is it dispo, but it's just convenience of the dispo. So I had to find someone's morals I align with. And then I had I also have some people that I can get it from around, just not as regular. But again, it all comes down to cultivation. It all comes down to who processed it. It's not really about just the brand. You know what I mean? That's why I think cookies took off, I feel like, because it was a cool way to say I smoke weed without any weed symbolization. And I think that's why it got so popularized. And because it was in a bunch of music videos and shit.
Yeah, pop culture took it off.
Yep.
Once pop culture got to it, man, cookies is everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean,
whoever's buying cookies, trash,
they just opened up in Toronto too. I think they just opened up in Canada. Toronto might be wrong, but they just opened up. I was like, geez.
Yeah. Oh, Medical Mondays is adding to your point when you talk to the different mediums tasting the same and stuff. Throughout states, just go anywhere and you buy a bottle of Coke, tastes the same. You won't ever have the same at multi-state operators. Absolutely, because it's not decriminalized, it's not legal on a federal level. So you can't just have these people going no, this is exactly how we grow it here. This is how exactly we grow it here. But kind of also to me, yes, that's an issue, but it's also when you have Coke. Those Coke companies are all owned by Coke. Once Cookies started franchising their name out, diminished it. You know what I mean? I thought they were having Cookies come here. I thought Burner himself was going to come here and his growers were going to teach a team and it was going to be a thing. It doesn't feel like that. It feels literally hey, cut us in 50% or whatever percent and throw our name on it. Here's some of our genetic seeds. Grow it. And that's the shame. Because the branding doesn't withhold because that love isn't the same. When I went out to Cali, the cookie was actually all right. You know what I mean?
Well, because the genetics are good, though. Those genetics are actually good, and they're done right at that point, in my opinion.
Right, and that's what's so crazy is that we have to specify Cookies Michigan sucks because Cookies Cali is all right. Especially if you go to that Maywood area where I was, because that was the Maywood was where that originated from. So I was oh, tight, In some way, it's its own strain, of the land, because it was founded there. So that was cool. But multi-state operators, like you said, they're using different mediums. Some people want to just push out this. This is cheaper. I'm going to use living soil because I can just do it because I don't have the manpower or automation I need or whatever it does, whatever messes with it. But then, like you said, now you're diminishing the brand. And that's why.
Plus, you might just be getting growers that don't know how to grow. They might just be master growers, but they've never really mastered a grow. They've never mastered 24 plants. Now they're growing 1,000. Shit! I mean,
look at Seed Junkie. I liked his genetics, and then all that issue came out, and now it's now Michigan Seed Junkie isn't really Seed Junkie. And you got to get Seed Junkie. But if you had Seed Junkie seeds, from years ago, and you popped them, they would be pretty damn good. So it's it's confusing because now you got to disassociate the brand from the area that the brand is in. That's where it's different than your normal commodity because it's because of overregulation. Everything's treated, not overregulation, but to me, it's just the federal overregulation that it's not decrimmed in the first place. So again, I will consider this a problem from overregulation because if it was decrimmed and people could actually be more loyal to their brand throughout the states, we wouldn't hate every multi-state operator. I mean, maybe. Because maybe some of them would be hey, here's our brand. We want to share it with the world. Not just, hey, here's our brand. We're going to make money off you. Because that is what sometimes multi-state operators feel like. A lot of times. And that's why I hear everyone in the comments. I I hear you. It sucks. Who wants to greed with their cannabis? No one. No one wants to support someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we used to support our homie. I used to know my money was going to my homie when I bought my weed. And then it was like, now it's my caregiver. That's sweet. You know, or it's like the dispensary and the people that you like and trust. Like, you know, that's why, again, I like the idea of, what's it called? With our next week's episode.
Micro
Businesses, because it's that middle ground between caregiver and big business to go like, hey, it's kind of big business, but it's not because I grew this here and I took care of myself. So it's like that connection. So it's like,
it's definitely not big business.
Well, I guess just business in general. Like I mean, just like with the money you're bringing in, that's all I meant. Not like big business, but to me, it's still 150 plants. Like, that's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
You know, it's not your just at home grow. Even 72 plants is a lot. You still have to, people usually get trimmers and stuff and help. So it's like, that's still, to me, I call it, I guess it wouldn't be big business, but it's a bigger business than just like a home grow. Sorry, whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. 100%.
Skymint is a disgrace. Oh yeah, 100% T-Dub. Yeah, AKA Green Peak.
Yeah, they're pretty bad, man. They're pretty bad all overall. It's like we've even tried their product and it's so trash. It's like, I'm not even saying that because what they're trying to do is even horrible. Their product's nasty.
He said, okay, so just Nick DJ says, no, cookies are licensed deals. They give them cuts and pay monthly fee. So the cookies brand is in a bunch of states, not an oversight of quality. I don't know, because the cultivator still, I disagree, only because I believe the cultivator can mess a lot up, even if you're giving cuts. They're not giving full freaking plants, you know, and then a lot can change from the love and the care in it and how the pheno is cared for. You know, I mean, maybe they do have the exact same structure, and maybe they have to follow some type of thing, but I feel like because the cookies I've tried in every state is a little different, especially because I've tried Gary Payton in every state.
Well, Tahoe Hydroponics grew some of it out
That's
there.
what I was saying. We had 2 or 3 different cultivators
with Lit Farms.
in cookies, though, didn't we? When we were in Vegas, there was
like
2 cultivators?
2. Yeah, because it wasn't all Tahoe.
Right, that's what I was trying to say. So, I mean, I guess that does make sense that they do it a little differently.
It tells you on the packaging. Everything. That's one thing I liked about Vegas, but there's way too much packaging.
It's not an oversight in genetics by any means, so I'm not disagreeing completely. I just feel like the cultivator can mess it up. Shit, the cultivator can mess up all the flavor just in the flush.
Cultivator can mess up anything. I mean, the one growing the plant.
That's what I mean.
That's the final product you're smoking. I mean, you can mess it up by messing up the drying or curing process. You could grow it right and then mess up the cure. Like, there's so many parts that could go wrong throughout the entire process.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. When you have all these master growers coming in saying they're a master grower, they might not be. And I'm not even a master grower. So it's like, it takes time to be able to go on scale. And then when you're just big business, just hiring anyone that says they've done it, you see the product quality is just not good.
Unfortunately, Michigan, I believe, was approved for 2 or 3 micro businesses. I think there's a few more. Ann Arbor alone, I forget. That's not because
only like 2 or 3 are open currently, I think.
Right, but I was saying Ann Arbor already approved.
Yeah, I think.
Listen to next week's episode.
Yeah,
Eric told us. I'm blanking, but it has approved more. It's just the 2 or 3 are the only ones open, Nick. There are some more approved because Eric did tell us that in Arbor alone, I can't remember, but it was like above 10 or 20 micro businesses. It's just, I think it's going to take some time. So that's where we got to be at. And blah, 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 blah. Testing in Michigan is way too stringent when it comes to results. Yeah. Again, overregulation. It's overregulation. It's every little tiny thing has to be perfect. But then, like you said, you can have 200 gallons of I can make 200 gallons of homegrown wine, which basically, like, in my mind is like, I could just distill my own booze and no one would care. Essentially, up to 200 gallons. Like, long as you don't have 200 gallons at once, I guarantee you a lawyer could get that thrown out too. So just this overregulation just doesn't make sense. Like, over testing, over anything, it doesn't make sense. Like, you need to understand that multiple parts exist.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe 200 gallons here in Michigan. To me, that's just I'm glad you pulled that up.
Yeah, Medical Monday says whoever the multi-state operator signed don't give a fuck about the quality. They're worried about the numbers. And to some degree, I have to agree, because when you're gonna be in multi-states, that's what it's about. It's making money. You know, There's millionaires that live in Michigan. There's companies that can make a great living and be very successful just in one state, maybe two if they want to go to another one. But like when you start getting to this like huge like chain corporation, like what's it about at the end of the day?
Money.
Money.
Unfortunately, it's always about money.
And that's why I said like maybe if we saw a brand grow to one state every like 5 years and they actually like grew the brand up and they went to another state, like maybe, but these they're just popping up everywhere. The way multi-state operators run is definitely greedy, so in this sense. So
yep, and they are everywhere.
Yeah, and they're on the boycott list. They're part of the issue here in Michigan. That's the overregulation is like causing issues with like the MCMA trying to push against caregiver rights. It doesn't make sense. Like you have issues with your numbers, lower your prices, get rid of your product. Duh, like anyone else has to do. And, you know. So there's just Oh wow, it's already past 8:10. I didn't even realize it was past time. We were just having a good conversation today.
That was a good talk today, guys.
Yeah, overregulation is a pain in the ass.
I agree with that. That is.
I just heard something hit my door or something. Everyone be safe out there too. Before we get out of here, I just want to say the next couple days are gonna be crazy. If you're in Michigan, as far as weather goes, please be safe. Everyone that's in the comments, everyone that's listening, please be safe. Weather's gonna be wild. Go get some food. Stay warm.
I'm curious how much snow we get.
But yeah, I just think there's not. I mean, we talk about Michigan and we talked about New Jersey, we talked about Florida, we talked about Illinois. Oh my God, Colorado is the only one I think we didn't mention messing up. So I don't know if but California, it's just at the end of the day, all these have in common is just the overregulation. Like, what good does it do? It's like your parent when they like, you're definitely not going to do anything. You rebel, right? Like, what is overpowering doing? Like, it doesn't do anything. Like,
it's like you're giving us crumbs of a cookie. You're giving us, here's your legalization, but we're gonna pull back everything on it too, in states that it's going through. But I don't know. Disappointing. But it was a great Terp Talk today, guys.
It was. It's crazy. I mean, and I'm sure all the states I missed, like Oklahoma and Colorado and all these other states, I'm sure they got a whole list of issues. But again, it all has to do with people trying to control a little too much. If we're gonna make it decriminalized, let's decriminalize it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully that's in the near future.
It better be, right?
We'll see. So. Check out our new episode tomorrow, 4:20 Eastern Time release. You can find us, Micannacast. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to that Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast, so you can listen to us on the audio and on the go. And then always hit that subscribe button on our YouTube. We're trying to grow that YouTube channel. So if you're not following us, hit that button.
Yeah, and if you dug that like funkier EDM in the beginning, follow me, Groovy, 2 E's No Y, Spotify. You can check out my music. I'm going to play like a sax collab I did with my buddy Lo-Fi, my buddy Logan Law, who's a lo-fi artist, my buddy Lo-Fi. Please, Groovy Music on the social medias, 2 E's, no Y. I got some tunes, and I just put out some mixes on SoundCloud too. So I put an all original. I haven't even shared that to my socials either. I just put that out. I'll share that. I've just, sometimes when I make content, I just forget. Like, But anyways, and please check out Canada Dave. He's got some dope ass pictures on Instagram. Don't follow him. Just go look at his Instagram and be like, dang, drool over those cannabis pictures.
Nah, fam, nah.
Nah, fam, nah. All right, man. Well, on that note, let's get out of here, dude. And thanks, Nick, Medical Mondays, dope. Everyone in the comments. I'm just seeing who's here on my screen. T-Dub. Appreciate all of you. And as always, we're here to advocate,
educate,
and inspire.
Next time, y'all. Peace.
Later.